if any?
Okay. My name is Diana Papia, and for the last 10 years, I've been a Nichiren Daishonin Buddhist. Can't say that there was a particular experience that pushed me toward Buddhism, but it was a series of very similar experiences in the Greek Orthodox Church where I felt that it was not equal. I felt that it was more skewed toward males and not very modern and removed from anything that you could actualize yourself, and sort of you just had to go along with it. And sometimes they speak in a Greek language that nobody even understands, so it was a very remote kind of experience. And so in time I realized that as a faith or as a religion, it didn't help me much.
Yeah.
Well, Buddhism is more of a daily practice. Nichiren Daishonin's Buddhism is a daily practice. So you get up in the morning and you start your day with Daimoku, which is chanting Nam-myoho Renge Kyo as many times as you would like, and reciting a chapter and a half of the Lotus Sutra. And so this practice is almost like doing your exercise in the morning or brushing your teeth. It prepares you for your life. It prepares you for your day. And in the evening, you end your day with evening Gongyo, which is in appreciation for everything that happened that day and for your life. So it impacts your day because with it, you seem to be in rhythm. And without it, sometimes things are a little bit more difficult, out of rhythm. In Buddhism, I think the search is to be able to achieve the middle way and to be able to be in balance. I think that our lives, the human existence is always a battle between extremes. And so Buddhism is something that enables a human to achieve that middle, that balance, by understanding what it is about themselves that's out of balance and being able to evolve to a place where those things change. In Buddhism, there is no God per se. There is no like anthropomorphic God, a father with a beard, the benevolent father who takes care of everyone. You don't pray to that kind of entity. In essence, if there's anything that's anything like that, it's sort of the mystic law. And the mystic law is sort of the energy that keeps everything together in the universe. But it doesn't talk about creation and anything like that. So when you chant, you're chanting to become part of the rhythm of the universe. And the mystic law is that fundamental truth that keeps everything together, and the group of laws that keep everything together. I would say that the mystic law is like God. It is a godly function because it's everything that we don't understand, all wrapped up into the words, the mystic law. It doesn't try to explain the things that we don't understand. It's the mystic law.
Personal.
Well, since I was a Greek Orthodox first and had an idea of God, that traditional idea of God, and then I converted to Buddhism that doesn't have that. I have a lot of sort of still attachment to the word God, which I use. And instead of always saying the mystic law, I just say God. And in my mind, it's sort of like a combination of God being the architect of the universe, which Buddhism does not talk about, and also this mystic law idea. For me, it's really a combination, because I was raised thinking one way, and now practice something different, but I've combined the two, I think.
Okay. So would
However, I don't expect God to save me. And that's the difference between the early stage and the present stage, is that God has morphed into something that exists to keep everything together. God has morphed into the idea that there is a rhyme and a reason to the universe. It's not a random kind of meteors exploding and creating planets, that kind of thing. You know, there is an architectural point of view, but however, in the first phase of my religious life, where I prayed to God, oh, help me solve this, now that doesn't exist anymore, because I'm looking for the ways to solve my own problems and to achieve a balance in my own life. I think there is a living God, definitely, or the mystic law, whichever. And the way to tap into it is to chant Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, because it's almost as if you plug into the electrical source. You plug into that ability to have contact with that godly function. And because of that, you can see yourself more clearly. See, it isn't God who's going to change you. It's tapping into this godly function, or the mystic law, that allows you to be able to really truly see yourself in a clear way and know what there is to be changed about yourself. So because you do that, because you're tapping into that ability, then that creates the human revolution, which in turn allows you to attain happiness and also to dispel fundamental darkness. Fundamental darkness is inside of you because you don't understand yourself. So once you do understand yourself and the why you are that way, then you can move towards changing. And if you can achieve the changes that you need to achieve, you will decrease your fundamental darkness and then move towards happiness. A sustained happiness. Not a happiness that has to do with, oh, well, I did well at my job and I just got a raise, or, oh my God, my boss yelled at me, so you're going up and down. You know, something that's sustainable.
If that makes sense.
I think the feeling comes from within you. Definitely. And the proof, you see, in Buddhism, it's not about blind faith. So you can go into being a Buddhist and just chant, and then things will happen and you will approach them a different way. And because you're approaching them a different way, you will get what they refer to as proof of the practice. So once you start getting proof of the practice, you start to become more and more encouraged that this is really working. But it's not the kind of thing that you have to go in with a blind faith that, you know, there is this God that's in the universe. That's not expected. What's expected is that you approach it with the hope that, you know, something will change. And because you do chant and you do practice, then things start to happen, and those things that happen become the proofs of the practice. Well, in this particular Buddhism, there is a community. There is definitely a community of lay practitioners that chant in each other's homes. There's no church-like place, so it's all in your home and groups of people practicing together and supporting each other's practice. So there is a strong sense of community. However, all the changes that happen and the true effect, it's not looked upon as like communal changes, but it's individual. The community is there for support. I think all religions or practices, you commit yourself to it because you think it's the correct way or the better way. because if not, then you wouldn't be doing it. So they view themselves that way, and you, because you're a part of them, view it that way also. But in Buddhism, it's not expected that everyone should become a Buddhist. There are Buddhists, and there are people who support Buddhism. They don't try to destroy it. So that's considered also very good. People out there who respect and don't try to destroy. So, in my particular view, and I think this is a common view among Buddhists, I definitely believe that other people have very, very fine and they have very good practices, very good religious beliefs. There are other structures that are also very beneficial. So I feel like I am inclusive. I feel like the world has a lot of room for a lot of different ways to get to, you know, that place that we all want to get to.
Okay.
I mean, depending on your particular needs as a human being, and also your upbringing, your choice is made to accommodate all these different things. For me, there had to be freedom of expression, freedom, equality of the sexes, you know, the fact that you tap into the life source directly, but not through a priesthood. That's very important to me. But to other people, it's really not, it may not be as important. So people make their choices depending on their own priorities.